young, and I remember the family counselor telling her to tell me that she loved me, and it took her a lot to say that. And yeah, we have a cousin group chat, and him and I were going back and forth, and then he admitted it, and then he said, like, why you tripping? Like,
so wait,
it's nothing.
So wait, he admitted it. How? Like, what did he say?
It was more incidents like where my mom would have people come stay with us, and she was like, oh, this is your cousin, and they would touch him.
How does that make you feel?
It hurts.
What's up, YouTube? Make sure you tap into my Instagram at Marcus the Interviewer. I'm going to be posting some exclusive content like this stuff right here that you didn't get to see on YouTube. So tap in with me on Instagram. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
Good.
All right. So are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I see we're here at the restoration house. So, all right, how old are you?
27.
27. I'm gonna have you speak up just a little bit. All right, so 27. And so, how long have you been homeless?
It's going on 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
So what was it that happened 2 weeks ago that caused you to become homeless?
It was a series of events. The first thing was I came to my mom and I told her that my brother confessed to doing something to me, and she didn't want to believe me. Then
Wait, what did your brother do to you?
He sexually assaulted me when I was younger, but he finally confessed to it.
How old were you when it happened?
We're 3 years apart, so I had to be in middle school.
Okay, was this just like a one-time thing, or was it ongoing?
Yeah, it was a one-time. Mm-hmm.
One-time thing?
Mm-hmm.
Did he just molest you, or did he actually have sex with you?
He just molested me, and he also did something to one of my younger brothers as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he basically, did something to you. Molestation falls under a pretty wide umbrella, right? So you could have, somebody could kind of touch your hand and it'd be considered molestation, or somebody can, have sex with you.
Mm-hmm.
Where on the spectrum did whatever he did to you fall?
He confessed to putting his mouth on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did that. Were you sleep when he did that, or were you awake, or how did that happen to where he was doing that? How did because was it a situation where he kind of forced you to do it? Was it a situation where you were sleeping, you didn't know? What was the actual, how did that happen?
It was just a situation where he just pretty much did it, basically.
You was already awake, or you was asleep?
Yeah, we were up, because I have other brothers. I'm the only girl. We were all in the same room, but my younger brothers, they was younger, so they was doing whatever they was doing, and he just did it. He just did whatever.
When he did it, did you tell him to stop?
Yeah.
And what was his response?
He definitely stopped, but it still kind of made me feel uncomfortable.
Did y'all ever talk about it after it happened?
No, from that moment, we would fight every day. We were just fighting every day.
So there was this underlying, I guess, energy between y'all that, because you never, actually resolved it and processed and talked about it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay, so long story short, your brother admitted to doing that. He admitted that to who?
In the group chat. He just now amended it this year. We have a cousin group chat, and him and I were going back and forth, and then he admitted it, and then he said, why you tripping?
So wait,
nothing.
So wait, he admitted it. How? What did he say?
I can't pull it up on my phone.
Because that's kind of he just admitted. Why did he admit it? What was going on, or what happened to where he felt like he needed to disclose that information
I'm not
now?
sure, because a little bit before then he came to my brother and he was like, I'm sorry for kissing you in your mouth when you was younger. It just was random, and this was the same thing. He was like, I licked you, so why you holding on to a grudge like that? That's what it say in the messages. And I'm like, what do you, like, who in their right mind would say something like that or feel like it's okay?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's definitely odd. That's definitely odd. So, okay. So long story short, he admitted that in the group message. Is your mom part of the group message?
No, but a lot of my cousins that around our age are, so I'm guessing someone reached out to one of the parents and they were just blowing my mom's phone up. So when I went to call my mom to tell her, she already knew. So once I told her, the first thing she said was, like, why y'all arguing? Then she said, why would you say that? And why would y'all go be arguing in a group chat and let the family know? Like, it's supposed to be a secret or, like, they trying to hide something. I don't know.
That's what your mom said?
Yeah. And once she said that, it kind of just made me feel like I was by myself, because it was another incident that happened where somebody broke in and they did something to me, and I kind of got, like, the same response.
Wait. So there was, okay, so it was another incident?
Yeah.
Okay, how old were you when that happened?
I was in middle school as well. Like, it was.
And you say somebody broke into, like, y'all's house or something?
Yeah, they broke into our house and they came through my window the second time, and then they did something to me.
What did they do?
Sexually assaulted me, like physically, like.
Like they R-word you basically?
Yeah.
Was this something that like happened at night or during the daytime, or like when did this happen?
It was during the peaks around like
early evening type deal?
You know, like 5, 6.
Right. Kind of, 5, 6 in the morning?
Yeah, like when everybody.
Okay, so like really early in the morning. Do you know who this was that broke in?
No. And when they did the rape kit, they was not able to like
find anybody's DNA that was a match?
Yeah, so they kind of messed me up too.
So what was your mom's response to that?
At first, well, she had somebody that she called her brother, but he's not really her brother. He said that he didn't believe me. So when she took me to the doctor and they confirmed that I definitely had been touched. Yeah, we went through like counseling and stuff, like, because that's what they offer. But it was just like weird. Like, she acted weird for me. She was not there for me. And I remember being young, and I remember the family counselor telling her to tell me that she loved me, and it took her a lot to say that. And yeah.
I tell you what, man. So you know, I mean, when you really think about that, right? I mean, how does that make you feel?
It hurts.
Okay, so all right. So I mean, the long and short of it is that 2 weeks ago you were living with your mom?
First I was in Florida. I came back to Atlanta, and I guess I was living with her, but it was like soon as I got back, like, she was just, the energy was weird. So I went out, I got my job, I was doing what I was doing. She was still acting weird. The conversation about my brother came up, and from there it just went downhill. Like,
so what happened? The conversation came up, and how did it come to you being outside with your son?
I had a vehicle, but my mom, she didn't like how the situation was going, because my brother was driving a vehicle, but he does not have a license. And I was just telling him, like, as long as I'm in the car with you or somebody that has a license with you, I don't mind you driving a vehicle. But because you don't have your vehicles, you don't have your license, please don't drive the car. So I would be out with my friends and
This was your car?
It's my name. So I would be out with my friends in their car, and I'll get back and the car gone. So because he was not listening, I was like, you can't drive it no more. She got upset, and you might as well leave. And she almost hit me with her car.
This is the same brother?
No, it's another brother.
It's another brother? Okay.
She almost hit me with her vehicle, and she didn't know that the person was with me saw her doing it. They had to beat their horn in order for her to stop. But she almost hit me with her vehicle.
Okay. All right, so I see a little fella behind us. Is this your only child?
Yes, it's my only
Okay, how old?
He's 8.
8? Okay. Yeah, that's your twin right there. You spit him right on out. I got my 2 girls in the truck. We're about to go to brunch in a little bit. But okay, so all right. So have you ever been married?
Yes.
Yes. What age did you get married?
It was like in my early 20s, like 22.
I'm about to say you're 27 now, right?
Yeah.
So, and how long did that marriage last?
We were together for
I'm just speak up just a little bit.
We were together for like 4 years, but we were married for like, I want to say like a year and a half.
And that's his father?
I was married to a woman.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So wait. So I mean, they do say that lesbian relationships have the highest incidence of domestic violence and the highest rates of divorce. But what was the reason why you guys' marriage didn't last?
She made one mistake, but I just couldn't look past.
What was the mistake?
Infidelity. I just couldn't look past it.
So she cheated
Yeah.
with a woman?
Yeah, with the woman.
Okay, and I guess, I mean, you know, okay, I get it. But
We're good friends now, so.
so y'all are good friends? Okay, I get it. I mean, you know, that's a rough one, but one time you couldn't forgive her?
No.
I get it. Everybody's got their boundaries. All right. So, okay, so, and you guys are amicable now. Y'all are friends. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just start from the beginning. So, where are you from?
Atlanta.
You from Atlanta?
Well, East Point.
Hey man, that's Atlanta, man. Hey man, shout out that ATL, man. Shout out that East Point, man. Yes, sir. The whole Southwest Atlanta, all that. Shout it out, man. Shout out the whole city. Yes, sir. And so, growing up here in Atlanta, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
No. I had mom. My dad was in prison.
Okay, he was in prison. I mean, was he in prison like your whole childhood, or
He got out when I was 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys get a chance to develop a relationship at that point?
We tried to, but it was like when he got out, he kind of found somebody and got married, and when he had kids, so.
He kind of started a new family, a new life type
the
deal.
Relationship, I don't like to force anything, so it just went where it went.
So I mean, you know, what do you think the absence of his presence in your life? What effect do you think that had on you? And look at us. We want to see that pretty face. So look at us.
I just feel like if he's present, like a lot of stuff would have never happened to me.
Like what stuff?
I definitely would have never got assaulted. Like my mom, she wouldn't be acting the way she act. Like that would have never happened.
Why do you think you and your mom have that type of relationship?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Because it was a point in time where we were good. We were very good. And then it's like when that incident happened where somebody broke in and did something to me, like it just changed everything. Like I was the enemy. So.
Why do you think that was the response instead of her wrapping her arms around you and making sure that you knew that she loved her and everything else? Why do you think it was the opposite response?
I'm not sure. I always think about I'm not sure, because I know her mom and her dad got killed, so she has some feeling of what it's like to have a parent, but I don't know if that messed her up or what it is.
What age did that happen? How old was she when that happened?
I'm not sure. I think if I'm correct, I think it was 16.
So she was a teenager. Okay.
But then
so I mean,
I don't want to use that as an excuse.
Right, for her to not be a good parent, right? I get that.
How she is with my brother.
So she still has the capacity to show love. Do you think it's because you're a female? Do you think there's any jealousy there or anything like that?
I'm not sure, but I don't see what she would be jealous of. I look just like her.
I mean, have you ever asked her why y'all have this bad relationship?
No, I just know sometimes.
Well, so here's one of the things that we do, right? One of the things we do on this channel is we have conversations with people when they're not right in front of us, because it's easier to express ourselves and get out how we feel and everything else. So just take a breath, take a second, right? And just let her know or ask her, whatever's on your mind, just...
I'm kind of over the relationship part, but I just kind of want to know why I felt like nobody protected me, wasn't nobody there for me, why I always felt like I was alone. And why do she act like I'm not her kid, or I'm the enemy or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. It's a good question. I would be interested to hear her response to that. If I asked her, hey, why do you treat your daughter that way? What do you think she would tell me?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. And so growing up, so how many siblings do you have in the household that you grew up with?
I have 4 brothers, and then it's me.
Okay. And where are you in the birth order?
I'm the first.
You're the oldest?
Yeah.
So that was your younger brother that did that to you? Well, now, and, listen, I mean, I guess it just brings more questions because it's like, how much younger is he than you?
We're like 3 years apart.
3 years. So he was 3 years younger. So I know a lot of big sister brother relationships. A lot of times the big sister's kind of like, the bully a little bit. She kind of like,
I'm soft.
So it wasn't anything like that?
No, I'm very soft and emotional.
Okay. So why do you think, because you say that you was in middle school, you was probably 13 or 14 or so, right? Maybe even 12. That means he was fairly young. The oldest was maybe 11, and so, I mean, do you feel like he forced you, or do you feel like you allowed him to do it?
It wasn't like no force. It's just something he just put his mouth on me. It wasn't.
Was it like for a long time, or was it just?
No, it was a short, but it's the fact that he did it. You did that.
I mean, right, but like, were your legs like just like sitting there just spread open? Because most of the time people are like, sit there, their legs are kind of closed, whatever.
Back then, I don't know if the girls would know. Like, we used to have like, like the gowns. They used to have like Hannah Montana, Barbie, Bratz. It'd be like a dress gown.
Right.
I used to wear those around the house.
Okay.
So,
he just kind of went up under there type deal.
When he did. No, I remember I was sitting, like the clothing bins, like with the holes.
Yeah, I know.
I was, we were watching TV. I was sitting on top of that, and we were watching TV. I remember my other 2 brothers being on the side of me. We was watching TV, and he just came around. And he did it, and it threw me off because back then, like, we knew nothing about.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, why would he even have done that at that age, right? That's kind of like. I wonder if anything ever happened to him, or
I feel like maybe something did. I'm not sure.
And the reason why I'm asking all these questions is because I know that there's gonna be people that's gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, "Well, how did that happen?" and this and that and the third. So I'm just staving that off, right? So that you can answer it in your own words, Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, did you end up going to high school?
Yeah.
Graduated?
I left my first quarter of 12th grade.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was just like a lot of stuff was just going on. Like, I didn't have no support. I feel like I couldn't do it. Like, mentally, I was just bad. Like, it was bad.
What was going on because you stayed in all the way through the beginning of 12th grade. So what was going on that caused you to give up at that point?
It was more incidents like where my mom would have people come stay with us, and she was like, "Oh, this is your cousin," and they would touch on me. One of her friend's sons touched me, but it was like I would be holding all that stuff in. It was just balling up inside because I feel like I couldn't talk to nobody, or I couldn't go to nobody.
I mean, if the main person that's supposed to protect you, your mom, if you have experiences where you went to her about things and she didn't react in a way that was protective and loving, then I could imagine it would be probably a pretty lonely feeling, probably a pretty kind of, like you say, just kind of hold it in, and obviously that's not going to be the healthiest thing.
Yeah.
So you ended up dropping out. What was your people's response to that? What was your mom's response? What was anybody else's response to that?
She acted like she was angry, but it was a program I could have went to, but she didn't want to, she didn't want to do that. So
was it going to cost money?
Yeah.
I mean, and what high school?
But then she didn't want me to work either, so I didn't understand. Like,
she just wanted you in the house, basically,
and paid it myself. But
what high school did you go to?
Tri-Cities.
You're man. Shout out that Tri-Cities, man. Shout out that Tri-Cities. I guess, some people are going to look at this video, right? Now, I can tell you several things are going to happen from this video, right? You're gonna get tons of guys that are gonna hit you up. Tons of guys. You're obviously a very pretty girl, right? And so, very pretty woman. And so, there's gonna be that. But then the other thing is like I say, I mean, pretty privilege does exist in this world. And so,
It's sad.
it's always interesting to me when I see just, beautiful young ladies that are in this homeless situation. And so, okay, so a couple things. So as far as his dad goes, is his dad active and present in his life?
His dad is not, for a lot of reasons.
Well, what reasons are those?
I remember my baby being like, because I used to dance and I used to go on tour and stuff like that at a young age. I remember me leaving him with my son for the first time, and when I got back, it was guns on the bed, it was pills on the bed, and my son was left in the room by himself. So pretty much after that, he was not able to, and even when I did let him come and try to build a bond with him, he didn't act as if he wanted to be there or he wanted to have a relationship with him. It's, oh, he's not coming to me, or no, he don't want to come to me. But you have to understand, like, if you haven't been around a child for X amount of time,
he's not going to have a bond with you.
You have to work at it. It's not going to be easy.
So, I mean, so then the question I always ask young ladies, right? And I already kind of know the answer, but the question I always ask is, well, why'd you pick that kind of guy? Because you knew what type of guy he was when you was dating with him, and
Actually,
that was the excitement, and that was everything else.
Actually,
No?
I didn't pick the guy. My mom used to say a lot of crazy stuff about if she had a gay child. So I used to make music. This person came around through the brother of hers, and she made me feel like you can't be yourself. Like if you date a woman, like I'm not claiming you. Like you're not my kid. So I felt at that young age, I felt like I was obligated to let me talk to a boy so she could just leave me alone.
Right.
That was the only boy I ever talked to.
Wow.
And now I'm older and I understand stuff. I wish I just would have been like, Mom, like this is who I am. Like I don't like dudes.
What age did you tell her that you liked girls?
I didn't really tell her. I've always been the type of child to just kind of, if I felt something, I did it. I stood on it. But
what I'm saying is, what age did she come to the understanding that you liked women instead of men or boys?
When I brought my ex-wife around, really.
So like in the 20s?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if
so back then you were still just trying to.
Never brought nobody home, like no boy. After that one, the child set her up with home. Like, isn't that like a red flag for you to think? Okay.
Well, and I get that, but I mean, there's one thing to like kind of be in a relationship and kind of fake it, but there's another thing to make a baby, right? Yeah. So I mean, was there some parts of you that enjoyed some parts of that relationship, or at least enjoy having sex? Because I
was very unhappy. When I had to go, she made me go with him too. When I had to leave him, I was very unhappy. The police always would come out to the house. And then right when I was about to leave, like that's when I found out. And I don't believe in abortions.
Well, I could dig that, but then why not like kind of just be in the relationship, but maybe not like have sex?
Because he made me feel like I was obligated.
Was he older than you?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
I'm 27, so now he should be like about to be 30 or 30 already.
Okay. All right. And so and did we ever get our GED or anything like that? No? Okay. So, all right. So we find ourselves, with, no GED or high school diploma, 27. And we've got, we got this little fella. And so I guess, does your mom know that you're like homeless?
I don't know.
I mean, where does she think you are right now?
When she told me to leave, I left.
Where does she think her grandson is?
But she's seen us recently, and she followed us to the park. So I'm not sure.
She followed y'all to the park? Did y'all speak?
She tried to speak to my son, but my son was uncomfortable.
That's his grandma.
Yeah, but he's at an age where he understands and he sees stuff.
So I mean, if she were to happen to come across this video on YouTube, and she sees that you're outside, you're homeless. You're at a shelter. What do you think her thoughts and her reactions are going to be?
I'm not sure because she always has something negative to say, so it's probably gonna be something negative.
So, I mean, I'm imagining that there's obviously a part of you that really does want to have a much better relationship with your mom. Is that true?
I wanted to at one point, but it's like after everything happened, like I'm content with it. I'm fine.
Well, I get that, right? I get that. But what I've observed is that most people throw that wall up because they're just tired of being hurt. They're tired of making themselves vulnerable and then being disappointed in the outcome. Mm-hmm. Is that probably more closer to what's accurate? Yeah. That you actually do want to have a really good relationship with her, you just don't think that it'll happen basically at this point?
Even though I don't think it'll happen, I just don't want it no more.
So if she would have come to you and she would have say, hey, listen, you know, I saw the video, I did some counseling, I've had an epiphany. I apologize for all the times that I wasn't there for you and all this other stuff. If she comes to you correct and is sincere, you're saying that you don't want to try to have a relationship with your mom? You don't want your son to try to have a relationship with his grandma?
I've never took that from her. The relationship with him, I never took that from her. But
well,
as far as me, no.
Even if she came correct?
No, absolutely not. Because it's never going to be genuine, and I know that.
Okay, so this is still hurt and fear talking. I get it. So this is still hurt and fear talking. I get that, right? I get that. But I guess I'm just trying to help you to just leave like a little bit of room open. Just like a little hair, just 1%. I get the 99% that you have of how you feel.
Don't have no more room for people to just come in and out my life and play and fumble with it anymore. So.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, I mean, I understand. You have to have, again, healthy boundaries in life, you know, to protect your mental space and everything else. So I get that, but I do know that you only get one mom. And I understand I understand that moms can be toxic sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. I get that. But, you know, I definitely wish that that one day you guys can have a restored relationship.
Maybe
since we're at the restoration house, a restored relationship, okay? Mm-hmm. So, all right, so listen, I mean, we really appreciate you taking the time answering all of our questions. If anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I have a Cash App.
What's your Cash App?
It's Herose, HERROSE 2.
Okay. You got IG, Facebook, anything like that?
I have Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, well, shout them out.
It's Jasmine Rose _ That's JASSMYNEROSE _
Okay. And you say you're working right now, right?
I was working until all this happened. And then at this facility, they don't allow you to work for 90 days. So
you got to
really got me on a hold for real.
Yeah. I've been to this facility many times. We've had several interviewees that have been through here. So real quick. So as far as the dancing goes, has that ever been something that you've considered doing again to kind of get the money up or whatever?
Yeah, I love doing that, but I gotta get right before I can get back out there for real.
Okay, I get that. When was the last time you danced?
I'm gonna say 2020.
2020? Okay. What made you stop doing it then?
Well, I was married.
Well, she met you as a dancer, though, right? Did she meet you at the club?
No, not that type of dancer. A hip hop, like on tour, like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking, you know, we live in Atlanta now. Come on now, you know, you from here. You know, if you say dancer, we automatically gonna think you talking about strip club. Yeah, okay, so you're not talking about the strip club dancer. You're like you do hip hop dance. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, well hey, I mean you definitely in the right city for it, right? So I would love to see you get back into that. So awesome. Have you done any work for anybody that we may know?
A long time ago I did the Scream Short back when there were the OMG Girls, T.I., Tiny, Hamilton Park, Mindless Behavior.
Wow, so you was one of the dancers on the. Wow, you was one of the dancers on the OMG on the Scream tour, like the original joint.
Yeah.
That's lit. All right, well, like I say, we really appreciate you, and we definitely wish you nothing but the best. All right, make sure you have a good one, sweetie.